Hello everyone, my name is Lokesh Hadagali. Today we have the pleasure of talking to Ms. Lipsa Sheth. She's the founder of the digital magazine, The Indian Scene. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Could you give me an overview of your background and where you grew up and how you moved here?
Yes, of course. I was born in Bombay, India, now Mumbai. I came here when I was 7 years old, along with my sister and my parents. We immigrated here in 1980, and we moved to Ohio. My mom's brother was already living here, and he sponsored us. So I had the benefit of being raised in India until I was 7, which gave me the opportunity to have some fond memories there. I learned Gujarati, of course. I learned Hindi, and I can still pick up Marathi, but I owe that all to being born and having some years there in India. But I came here when I was 7, and we eventually moved to New Jersey, which is where I had my big years of my life growing up there. I went to New Jersey, the University of Rutgers in New Jersey, and then I worked in New York at Lifetime Television and at CBS. And I met my husband, and we are both currently living in Michigan for the last 20 years.
Could you also tell me why and how you came up with this concept?
Yeah, so again, in the last 20 years, I've seen our community grow. It's really been wonderful to watch our generations multiply. A lot of kids who are going off to college and choosing to come back to Michigan, as our Detroit, the city of Detroit is really able to sustain more jobs and more opportunities for our youth. And so with that growth, there is a need for our community to be represented well, not only to the Indian community, but also to those outside our community who are curious about who we are. And there isn't anything currently that exists that anyone outside our community can go to really see what issues affect us, who our community members are, what organizations exist. And so I came up with this idea that we should launch a digital publication, and with the help of some key members in the community, with their feedback, I approached Renaissance Media, and together we've developed a website called the digital www.theindianscene.com, which is launching in February.
That's great. Could you give us an overview of what we can expect from the first issue?
Yeah, so there are recurring sections, and one of them is in the profile section. So we're doing is we're interviewing different members in the community that are doing unique things. The first issue is a story about a woman who was born and raised here in Michigan, and she is a corrections officer. Now, when I first met her and I heard her story, I thought, wow, there are so many great stories like that, which will really inspire the youth to think about different career paths. And so, we're trying to capture those unique stories that exist amongst us. So that's in the profile section. We're also doing spotlights on different organizations, so you can read a little bit more details on who they are. One of my favorite sections is the senior section, and there we're capturing stories of seniors that migrated here many years ago who have very unique stories that I feel should be captured for all of us to know about, including our youth. I think it's important for them to know who our founding fathers are here from Michigan and who laid the groundwork for the benefits that we're experiencing here. One other section that I'll highlight is the future section, which really highlights some kids in the next generation that are also, maybe playing basketball or playing hockey or going to college, and why, what did they think about being Indian, and what are some of their favorite things to do. I think everyone's special, and you don't have to win awards for your story to be told. So we're capturing those stories. We have health issues that we're trying to bring to the forefront. And of course there's the resource-based stuff that everyone's used to having, movies, a directory, a calendar of events. So there's a little bit of something for everybody, and I hope that includes all ages.
But how is this different than what we already have in our market?
I think it's unique because the current sites that exist are more resource-based. They're more, and they're good resources. I think they exist, and they've really filled the need for the population as far as finding companies that they can go to, directory, movie listings, but my platform offers more stories, more look at who we are as a community. So that's where I feel that it's different. And it's laid out in a very clean and modern way that I think will be really appealing to our community as a whole.
Who are your demographics and who's your target audience?
Our demographics include everyone who has access to the internet. It's all stories that I think are going to be very interesting to kids of your age and all the way through seniors. We also have a section called Senior Wisdom, which I think that would offer so much to people of all ages. So I do hope that the youth also find access to it and find something from it. But I hope that all the way, it's ageless. I think there's something for everybody in there.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience?
I just want to remind everyone that it's launching February 1st. It's a monthly publication. It's a free publication. So please support this venture and please look out for it. I would love feedback. I'm open to different stories and any feedback that you can give. But I do also want to close by saying thank you to you and thank you to DES for this wonderful opportunity. And as Indians, we've always valued education. It's been one of our primary reasons and focuses for our children. And seeing kids of your age giving back to society as a whole together, I think you're really representing us well, both in the community and outside, and I applaud your efforts and your dedication to doing the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. This video is brought to you by DES, Detroit Education Society. DES tutors Detroit school students in STEM and English. If you appreciate the shared info on this video, please go to the DES website, www.detroiteducation.org, and make a small donation. And if you have education or youth-related info to share for the benefits of young adults, or if you would like to sponsor the video with your business ad, please contact us.